we having the also like 5 days the weekend, so I will send you some my previous session video also. You can also look into that once. Okay, so so mute all of you, and if you having any doubt you can let me know. So demo test where, okay, so this is the edit plus software, and anyone can explain this line of the code. When you start the Java, right? So we having this 7 line of the code. What do you meaning of that? Mhm. Any others can explain? Yeah, this is we are printing, but my question is why we are writing this class and what is this? Again, we having the brackets, and this is the main method. System dot out dot println. What actually system dot out dot println? What is the main method? Why the main method? If I will not write the main method, what will happen? So these are the question. If I will not main method, what happen? Will get any compile time or runtime error? So this is my question. Okay. So what is the use of class keyword? Anyone can explain this? Uh, the people who already attend my session. Mhm. This is the return type. This is the method name, and this is the parameter, right? So okay, so what happened when you will start any Java application or anything? So first you having the JDK software. Inside this JDK we having the compiler JVM and JRE, right? So first you have to check Java is there on your system or not. If you will join any company and your manager will tell you, can you set up the Selenium or Java project? So first you have to check Java is there or not. I will tell you later how to install this. Just I want to check you can go in the program files, you will get even this folder. You can see we having the JDK and JRE. Okay. So how this Java application will work? Java application will work not like the you know like the C and C++. You have to provide some virtual machine that is called Java virtual machine. Okay, we cannot execute application Java application like any simple OS and all, right? So Java having the own Java virtual machine like that is called Java virtual machine, that is called JVM, right? So what happened? Program when you will writing the where you can write the code, you can write the code for any editor, right? And Java has given the huge library and we have to follow the Java concept and all. If you will not follow, then you will get compile time error, right? So what is the job of compiler? Compiler will check syntax of the code. If everything will work fine, it will create a dot class file. Okay, dot class file is nothing but this is the byte code, and this byte code is like JVM is able to understand this byte code. Okay, so first you have to compile this code. Okay, so when you will compile this code, you will get dot class file. Java practice. So tell you this is, you can see when I compile this code, you can see we will get here dot class file. This is the job of compiler. So what is the job of compiler? It will check the syntax. If I will write something, so in edit plus just I having the shortcut. If I will press control 1, it will compile the code. You can see when I press control 1, it will compile the code, and you can see we are getting some error here. Error identifier expected, right? So this is the what you are written. It's, Java is not recognizing, and compiler and JVM is not able to recognize what you have written. So it's going to tell you this is not applicable. Please correct this. This is not applicable, right? So now when I will compile this code, what will happen? We'll get compile time error or runtime error, and this is called your class block. Okay, this is called your class block, and we having the around 50 keyword in core Java. So this keyword is called class level keyword, that is called class keyword. So what happened, we having the real time business, right? So we know that Java is object oriented programming language. So object oriented programming language means like any object you can convert into the programming world, or any business you will automate. When we are going to tell you the automation, then we have to help, we have to develop by using the programming, right? So any real world object we will convert into the programming world. So this is any object. When you're writing here any object, you can write here any. This is called, in technical, this is called class name, right? And class name will start from capital letter, right? So like that. Okay, so what happened when you're writing this? So this is how this JDK and JVM and compiler, this is all are the inbuilt, just we have to follow the concept of that, right? So if I will compile this code, will get any compile time error or runtime or anything? Compile time error we will get or not? So if I will compile this code, you can see we are not getting any error, right? So compiler is not looking, compiler job is not interact to the JVM. Got it, right? Only it will check the syntax. You can say when you are working in the real time, right? So we having, I'll show you some Selenium project here. So what happened? We cannot. We having the multiple classes, right? We cannot execute all the classes. Like a specific classes one by one. We have to integrate from the one class to another class, right? So we are going to provide. You can create a like you can provide the inheritance concept, or you have to create the object to access the all the others method or member or variable, whatever the in class is available, right? So we having the some reusable method, right? So here will not execute. Execution is not starting from here. So compiler job is just it will check if any syntax error is there or not. If not, then it will compile the code. Okay, this is the one thing. Second thing, okay, so when you are writing the system.out.println, hi, now if I will compile, then what will happen? Will get any compile time error or runtime error? If I will compile, then what will happen? Will get any runtime, or sorry, will I get any error here, or if I will get error in runtime or compile time? Yes, no, I want answer. You guys are not responding. We will not get any error. So, mhm. Yes, I'm just, you can, yeah, you can explore. If you will not tell, you will, not explore knowledge, right? So, will get any compile time error? You guys are telling no. So when I will do that, so you can see here we are getting compile time error. Actually, my system is Yeah, main method is not there, but the question is, if I remove this, then why it is, executing, it is compiling, right? Here the main method is not there, but I'm writing the system dot println, but getting the error. What is the reason behind of this? Yes, it. Sorry. Yeah, that is that is there. But the question is why? What is why we are getting this? So this is the class block, okay? In class block, we cannot write the logic. So system dot out dot println is a complete logic given by the Java people. Okay, so you can go here. I having the source code for that. So let me show you what actually system dot out dot println. Okay, so let me, yeah, source code, Java source code, Java. Okay, so in Java we having the multiple package. So we'll go in the lang package and can type here system. Okay, so system is a inbuilt class which is developed by the Java people, and this is the complete logic for that. Okay, system dot out dot println, just we are going to use what is, but the logic, this is the out. Out is your variable and println is your method. Okay, so this is the logic. Got it right? So logic you cannot write as a class level directly. Understood, right? So where you can write the logic, you can write inside this block or method. Okay, so that's why we cannot execute as a logic as a class level directly, right? So that's why we are getting this compile time error. So where you can write this logic inside this, you can see when you are write, main method. So main is your method, right? So now what I can do here, now we can write here method. So that's why we having the method concept or block concept. Okay, so what is the difference between block and method? So method you can use anywhere. Okay, again this is the complete syntax of method. So this is called accessibility modifier. So here you can use public, static, public, private, protected, and default. So this is the optional. Okay, as per the project requirement we can use. This is called non-accessibility modifier, and this is also optional. This is called your return type. Okay, this is mandatory. This is your method name. This is mandatory, and this is called parameter. Okay, and this is also optional. Okay, so this is the complete syntax of the method. Okay, so I'm not going to explore today method concept. Okay, so coming session, the people who missed the session, I will explain you later. Okay, so this is the inbuilt method. So again the question is why, by default this main method is there. Then what happened, the JVM developer who was going to develop this Java JVM or JDK software, then what happened, we are the users, right? So we are the users and this is the JVM. Okay, so today you are the developer, your requirement is like, you have to create a user defined method, right? So user defined method is like we having the static method, non-static method, or parameterization method, non-parameterization method, method with return type, method with return type with a statement, method with return type with value. So we having the many types of the method, but JVM doesn't know, right, which method you are going to create. Got it right? So here the problem was there, how to interact with this the user. You are the users and this is the JVM. So the problem was how to interact with this JVM, right? So what happened inside this JVM software, JVM developer had developed one common logic, that is the main method logic. So what they have developed the logic inside this JVM, if any developer will execute our code, JVM only search where is my main method. Got it right? That's it. So that's why the JVM people had developed. They don't care. JVM doesn't care what you are creating as a class level variable and whatever method and all, doesn't care. Just only look any main method is there or not. Okay, so when you will execute your code, means we can tell you in the runtime, then JVM search where is your main method and method, then control will come inside this block. This is called method block. Okay, so the one thing is, as a class level you cannot develop any logic, right? So logic you can write inside this method. You can use main method or any user defined method, or you can use the block. Okay, so I will tell you the what is the use of this block. So we cannot use because this is the logic. Okay, so we cannot write the logic as a class level. So just just I have given some overview how to start this, you know or anyone will ask you what is this, because in the real time, uh, if you don't have a your basics is not a strong, and we are not doing 100% a scratch level of the coding, you know from writing the code. Yeah, as per the requirement you will get the code on the Google, and you have to modify the code. Okay, so we have to understand the concept, right? So this is how you can start, or anyone will ask you the question how what actually main method and all, so you guys are able to give the answer. Now I'm going to explain. Actually I already explained to you. So this is your variable. Okay, be equal to 20. Okay, so now we having the as a Java level, we have a two types of the variable: reference variable or primitive type variable. Okay, so I will come on the reference variable. So in the primitive type variable, again we having the class level variable and local variable. So variable which is created as a class block. You can see where I have created this method, class block. This is the class block. This is called your method block, right? This is called your method block. This is the class block and this is the method block, right? So variable which is created as a class level, that is called your class level variable. Or class level variable is defined, we having the two types. One is your non-static, and this is your a static variable. Now the question is how to access, and anyone can explain what is the difference between a static and non-static. Main method is also a static. Mhm. Mhm. Yeah, so what happened? You can see here sometime they can ask you the question why main method is a static, right? Why main method is a static? Because we are not going to create an object here. Okay, so what happened? This static means JVM is provide the automatic memory to the all the static member. So what happened in the real time? So what happened in the real time? If you are going to develop any Java application, then the question is where we can use the static and non-static concept, right? We having the like common uses you in project, that is the common, right? So you are working in the any company, right? So TCS, right? So I can write the TCS as a static. Just I'm giving the example. Okay, so what happened? This is the TCS is a static. Company name is TCS is a static, but TCS employee is non-static data, because this employee having the different information. Okay, so what happened if the employee information you will write here a static, right? If you will write here a static, okay, so what happened, like I'm going to write the employee name as a static. So like this is the mobile number, EMP mobile number. So what happened, this users want to just change this mobile number or address. If you will use the static, then it will impact to the other users also. sorry, other employee also. Got it, right? Because this is the common memory for all the employee. This is the name, this is the common name for all the employee, but employee information is different, right? So we have to provide the specific memory, right? If anything is going to change, it won't be impact on the another employee data. So that's why we use the static and non-static concept, right? So how to provide the memory for a static? So a static, you should not provide the memory. JVM automatically provided the memory for static members. Okay, any static member, might be it is a variable, method, or block, or inner class and all. Okay, so any static member, so JVM automatically provide the memory. You should not provide the memory for a static. Yeah, if you having the non-static member, then you have to provide the external memory, means you have to create an object. So JVM, inside this JVM we having the some JVM architecture. So inside this, when you're writing the code, we having the different area inside this JVM. Okay, so I'm not going to nobody will ask you, nobody will ask you what I can do. You guys are not serious. If you are working in the IT, uh so what will happen? Okay, so I pinged him 6 o'clock. No, not at 6 o'clock, around 5:30 around, and he is replying now. Means you are not serious, so you can not join my class. Okay, because you can see, I know the value of time. Before 6 o'clock, before 15 minutes, I log in my system because I know your value of time and I know my value of time, right? So time management is very important. How you are spending 24 hours, you know that is define your future tomorrow. What are you doing today, you will get it tomorrow. Got it, right? So we have to do time management. And if you want to like live the simple life, that is fine. You can join one company and you can enjoy your work, and you can uh, get the retired there only, that is fine. But if you want to do something different from the others, you have to do time management. Okay, you can enjoy also. I'm not going to tell you, when I am also enjoying when I'm getting this time. So by time enjoyment is the different, but study and target we have to complete. Got it, right? So if you are working in the real time, when you are doing the job or you are doing anything, so you have a one target to complete this. Even in the company, we are having the target, right? To week a sprint, and you have to complete your the work. And the company time is like 8 hours, right? 8 hours. But sometime what will happen, we have to exceed the time to complete your task. Sometime we don't have a work 8 hours, simply we are sitting. So we having the commitment to complete our task. We are not looking in this guy is calling. 1 second. Let him ping. uh, how we can ping him? Okay, I'll tell him later. Got it, right? So do your time management. How can can I add him now? Okay, so do your time management. How you can manage? We having the many things to learn if you want to survive in the IT. Okay, so where we are, got it, right? So what is the use of a static and non-static? Okay, so how to access this static member? Okay, how to access this static member? So this is the static variable we can access directly. Okay, so we can access directly, so like that. Okay, so now if I will compile this code, we are getting this output, right? 20. Okay, so how to access a static member? You can access directly. Okay, if you having the static context, this is called a static block because this is a static. So any member, if you having the static inside this a static, if you want to access, you can access directly or as a project level. How to access? You can use this class name because when we are working in the class we have to debug the code and we have to find this variable is coming from in which class, so we are able to debug this. Okay, so this is the, as if you are working in the project we can access through class name. Okay, but you can access by object reference also, but you should not be, this is not a coding a standard because the others developer will confuse this is a static variable or non-static variable. So if you are using a static variable then we have to access by using the class name. So others developer, because you are not only working in the project, right, so others people are also working, might be you are leaving the company and that project the handled by the someone, so they are able to understand your code, whatever the code you have written, right? So we have to follow this coding standard in the real time. Okay, how to access non-static member? So when I'm going to access this non-static, actually these guys are fresher and so he was telling I went outside. Okay, so see, if I'm trying to access non-static member, you can see we are getting some error, non-static variable cannot be referenced from the static context. Okay, so one more thing we have to remember here, if you having the static field you cannot access non-static member directly. How to access? You have to create an object. We have to provide external memory and a specific memory for, you know uh, let me a specific memory for uh, this non-static member. So how to create an object? This is your class name. This is reference variable. You can give anything, new keyword, and this is called constructor. So what actually happened here? So what happened when you are writing again? This is the one keyword. This blue color it's showing. This is all are the keyword which is available in Java. So I will give you the list of all the keyword and we will use this all the keyword for your uh, you know um, all the concept in the Java. So what happened, this new keyword, when you are writing new keyword, the internally in the heap area in JVM one area is there that is called heap area. From there this object will create. So what happened, this new keyword means it will create an object. This is called constructor. Okay, this is called your constructor. You can see this constructor name and class name is same. So this is called, I will teach you the constructor, we having the separate topic, but here I'm going to explain to you. So constructor name and class name is same and we having the parenthesis. This is called creation and this is called initialization of an object. New keyword means creation of an object and constructor means initializing an object, right? Here when you are writing new when you are creating this, so creation is done. And now how to access this? So here we having the static member, sorry, non-static member here. So a equal to 10. So in this object we have this member. Then how to access this member, right? So what happens, so we having this referenced variable here. This is your referenced variable. This is, so this is the pillar and you are holding this home, right? Or apartment and all, right? So this pillar, so this is here reference variable is the pillar. This is holding this object. So what happened, when you will print this value you will get some random number that is called hash code. So I will come on that. Okay, so what happened, this is holding this object here. Okay, and holding means you can say I have given this equal to, right? So I want to access this value. How to access? So we can access like, oh sorry, uh, a dot, sorry, reference variable is d dot. Dot means we are going to access from this object a. So it will access the value which is available inside this object. And here just we are going to give here return type. Which type it is? Class type. Class type means object type, any object type. Integer type, this is the demo test var type. If we will create, so here this is the class level data type. Okay, this is the primitive type and this is the class type. Class type means which type? Object type. Which object? Whatever the object you will create here, whatever the class name you will create. Class name is your real world object. So this will define the type. Which type? Demo test var. You can see if you will compare this primitive type variable, this is also variable, but this variable is called reference type variable and this variable is called primitive type variable. Reference type variable means we are going to give the class type, not a primitive type. This is the primitive type. Primitive type means we having the int, float, double, a string, char, but this is the class type. So that's why this variable is called, because this is also variable and this variable is called referenced variable. Got it, right? So now I'm going to access this. So d dot. Okay, so now I'm going to access this. Okay, so I'm able to access. Okay, so variable which is created inside this method, this is called your local variable. Okay, so I'm going to create one variable called c equal to 10. Or okay, so what happened if I will print this c value, then c, let me print this so it will looks good and we are able to see what value it is printing. Okay, so now the question is, the people who already know, that is fine, the people are learning first time. So if I will compile this code, this variable, so just remember the variable which is created as a class level, that is called class level variable. There are two types of the variable, a static and non-static variable, that is called class level. And the variable which is created inside this block, okay, that is called local variable. Now if I will print this, am I able to access this? Can we access this C here or will get any error? Okay, how to access? Okay, we can access. Then what is the difference between class level variable and local variable? What is the memory, like how to get the memory and what is the execution flow of this? See, yes, no, I am able to access this right directly, this one also. See what happened when we are working in the real time. So some of the variable I don't want to, you know, I don't want to access this variable any others method. Okay, I want to use inside this method only. Then you have to ask the question, then what is the use of this variable and this variable? So what happened? This local variable will get memory when method will execute and destroy the memory when method execution is completed. So what happened? JVM doesn't, having, what happened. So if we will unnecessary, we are using this class level variable. So what happened? We will get more, it's acquire unnecessary memory. But here I want to use and destroy. Right. So that's it. The difference between the local variable and class level variable. But in the real time, mostly we having the class level variable because this variable we can use anywhere, right? But this variable you cannot access others method or others class. This is the scope inside this only block or inside this only method. Okay, got it, right? So that's why. So what happened? So how? What is the memory allocation for this? Okay, what is the memory allocation for this? So you have to tell. this is the local, the variable which is created inside this block or inside this method. That variable is called local variable. Local variable will get memory when method execution will start, and it will destroy automatically when method is execution is completed. Understood, right? So that is okay. So if you will write this a static, sorry, static. Okay. So what happened if I will compile this? We will get error. So one more. Actually, I will give you rules for local variable. No worry. Okay. So this is the illegal start expression. We cannot write local variable as a static. Only one modifier is applicable. That is final. So final I will use as a inside this local variable. Understood, right? So this is like overview of that. So let me explore this what we have learned. And so where it is, Genius Java, and it will come inside this, no, here, or yeah. So what we have learned, right? So just we have documented, and some of the things if we miss, then we can explore that. So what is variable? So variable is a named memory location used to store the data temporary, right? So this data is temporary, right? This is, you can modify the data as per your project requirement. So during the program execution we can modify the data, right? So a variable can be created using the data type. It is the reference type, or it is a primitive type. And we can have a two types of the data types. So we can create a two types of the variable: primitive variable and reference variable, right? So I already told you, right? So types of the variable: as a Java level, two types: primitive and reference; class level, static and non-static, right? So we have a one example with primitive type and reference type. So here you guys will get more clarity about that. So what is this? Okay, so here, so you can see, so here just you can understand this, which type of the variable it is. Which type of the variable? Local variable is also there, and this is the primitive type, right? Primitive type and local variable both. Okay, so why this is primitive type? Because we are using data types. And why it is the primitive, sorry, local variable? This variable is created inside this method. Okay, so now just I'm going to comment this all the thing, and just I have created two object here. You can create multiple objects, so when there is no restriction. Alright, so when you are creating this object, so just remind this diagram. Okay, so it will create inside this heap area this object, and the value, all the non-static member will store here by default. Okay, so what happened, this variable is called referenced variable. So if I will print this x and y, then what the output will come? 10 and 10. That's it, right? So this is your reference variable, sorry, primitive variable we are going to print. And what happened, this is called your referenced variable. So I told you, right, this is the one variable, this is called your reference variable. If you will print, you will get some random number here. Okay, if you will print, you will get some random number x equal to y. So it will compare this two value. It will return, this is called equal operator. Equal operator will return boolean type. Okay, either it will return true or false. Okay, so it will return boolean type. So this is comparing this two value, but it will compare this t1 and t2. Let me compile this and execute this, then you guys are able to understand. Got it, right? So you can see here, this is our hash code is going to print, right? So last session I think I already explained you how this value will come, no issue. Tomorrow I will explain to you how this value will come. Okay, so just you can understand, when you will print this, you can see this is the class name and this is your at the rate and this is the number. So if you will print any reference variable, it will come like that. Got it, right? So this is, primitive type, and how we can work. The value of the primitive type variable is mathematical data based on the data type. The value of the reference variable is its class object reference, right? So declaring a variable. So how to declare the variable? This is the complete syntax of the variable. Again, same. Accessibility modifier optional, modifier optional, data type mandatory, variable name mandatory. Okay, so what is this? Public is your accessibility modifier, static is your non-accessibility modifier, or you can tell modifier. This is your data type, integer is your data type, and this is your variable name. This is the complete syntax of the variable. This is with respect to this variable with respect to primitive type, and this variable with respect to reference type. You can see public, static, data type is example. Which type? Class type. So this is the class type and this is the data type. So which type? Class type of the this, and this is your reference variable. Defining the variable. So this is the how to define the variable or how to initialize this variable. This is the complete syntax of primitive type and reference type variable. So you can see some of the requirement is there. This object I want to be a static. Okay, so I can make the static because this is the return type, or this variable will become the static. Okay, so some of the project requirement is there. I Nobody can modify this object. Okay, so that's why we will make the static. But if you will go, so this is the again complete syntax of this. So again, this is again as per the project requirement, we are using this all the things. Okay, how to reinitialize this variable? So simply, you can also change this value. Okay, like this variable name and this value, you can change it. The types of the variable based on the scope. So based on the scope, variable are divided into the two types: local variable or parameters. Local variable is also called the parameters. I will tell you that parameterization when you will pass the parameters. So a class level variable, the variable created inside the method block or method or block, that is called your local variable. The variable created at a class level, which called class level variable. Only one modifier is allowed for the local variable, that is called final. So this example I already given to you, right? This example I explained to you. So class level variable, so class level are variable are divided into the two types based on the data types are getting. So we have a static variable and non-static variable, right? So I already shown you everything, right? The practical, the class level variable which has a static keyword in its creation statement is called a static variable, else it is called non-static variable. Memory allocation, right? So all the three variable we having a static, non-static and local. How the memory will get? So local variable will get memory, right, when method called and their creation a statement is executed. They get memory with respect to method, so they are called method variable. So sometimes the people are going to tell you the method variable as well, local variable, method variable, or parameterization, parameters variable, right? So local variable are automatically created when method is executing and destroy automatically when method is completed, method execution is completed. We know what is the static variable. So static variable get memory when class is loaded into the JVM, and get memory with respect to class name, they are called class variable. Non-static variable get memory location when object is created using the new keyword, and they get memory with respect to object, right? So they are called object variable or instance variable as well, right? This is your class level variable, that is called your class field. So static, how we can create the static, non-static, and this is your local variable. So tomorrow we will learn local variable and be having the some rules for the local variable. So tomorrow I will complete your variable concept. Okay, 7 o'clock you can continue the session. So